Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday's Training Tips with Tuff. I am Kristi May, founder and CEO of Legend Acres and Legends Heroes, and this is my faithful companion, Tuff. So today we're going to dive into the world of positive reinforcement techniques. Positive reinforcement is an incredible tool for nurturing good behavior in our furry friends, and Tuff and I are excited to talk to you about some simple yet effective methods to unlock your pet's potential. Okay, so first of all, positive reinforcement works by rewarding desirable behaviors, making them more likely to occur again in the future. It's all about accentuating the positive and fostering a strong bond between you and your pet. So I'm going to give you an example. Positive reinforcement is a word that does get thrown around a lot. So essentially, positive reinforcement just means that we're going to make a super big deal when our dog makes the right decision. Okay. The opposite of positive reinforcement is negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement's where we say things like no, don't, and stop. The issue with negative reinforcement and the no, don't, stop is that becomes micromanaging. Not only are we micromanaging our dogs, but we're not showing them what we want them to do in place of that undesired behavior. So this is where positive reinforcement comes in. When we spend time showing our dogs the behaviors that we want from them and rewarding those behaviors, you're going to find that your dog is much more successful. But not only that, your dog is going to then give you those good behaviors. Because let's be honest, we want our dogs to give us the good behaviors even when nobody's looking. Okay, so you shouldn't have to be in the room to get your dog to follow your directions. Okay, so first up, I want to talk about how positive reinforcement works. So positive reinforcement works by using a reward system. Okay. When we talk about reward systems, we're talking about a dog's value system. So a dog's value system works very similar to our money system, okay? So for example, if I take a child and say, clean your room, I'm going to pay you $1, or clean your room, I'm going to pay you $100, which one's going to clean the room faster? It's going to be that $100, okay? So let's say that you have a dog that is giving you an unwanted behavior. Let's just, for example, say jumping on people at the door. Okay, so if your dog is jumping on people at the door and your dog doesn't jump and you want to capture that behavior, right? We want to reward that good behavior, then you need to have some kind of value system in place for that dog, for that reward to be there and to be associated with that behavior. Okay, so there are 5 things that have value to dogs. They are petting, play, praise, food, and toys. Okay, you're going to incorporate petting, play, and praise into your value system. So every time you reward your dog for a good behavior, you're not just handing them something and not saying anything. You want to have a good reward marker in place. A reward marker is a word that comes with a reward. So for example, that would be in my videos, I use the word yes for my reward marker. So when I ask my dog to do something, I'm going to say Fido sit, and when they sit, I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to give them their food reward, okay, because that's what has value to my invisible dog Fido. Okay, I'm also going to pet him, okay, because I'm going to put in that pet. I've got that praise, okay, and then you're also going to be able to incorporate some play into that, and we're going to talk more about play next week, so tune in for that. And then we've got our treat and our toy. So depending on your dog, you need to figure out what that treat and toy reward base is, okay? And this is why this is important. So I have 3 dogs, and all of them are completely different dogs. So Grunt, he's my boxer mix. And he does like to put his paws on strangers. And he puts his paws on strangers because it works. Okay, when he puts his paws up on someone, they all say, "Oh, you're so cute," and they reach down and they pet him, and he's getting rewarded for that behavior. So that's positive reinforcement at its best. The behavior I don't want is being reinforced by him getting what he wants from those people. Okay, so let's say that you meet Grunt, okay, and he does not jump on you. And I say, "Man, that was a really good job. Yes, good job for not jumping." And I reward him with a cucumber. Okay. Now, the thing is that cucumber has to have value to him or it's not going to mean anything. Okay. So Grunt is my meat dog. his $100 value is freeze-dried liver, and his top 3 picks of dog food are beef, venison, and kangaroo. He is as red meat as they come. And so with him, a cucumber has 0 value. So even though he did what I wanted him to do, and I used positive reinforcement, right, and I threw in a reward and a praise, okay, to reward that behavior. But if the value system doesn't match that dog, I'm just going to keep going through the motions. So if I reward him for a cucumber for not jumping on you, what's going to happen the next time he sees you? He's going to jump on you because he didn't get any reward of value to continue to give the good behavior. So what I see in a lot of people is that they're doing the right motions, right? They're using positive reinforcement, and they're putting in that reward marker, they're using that praise, and they're using either treats or toys, but they're using the wrong value. And when the wrong value is not in place, nothing is going to change. Because here's the other thing. Do your dogs want to change? No, they don't want to change. Okay, they're fine just the way they are. They don't understand what your problem is. Okay, what we want to do is we want to set our dogs up for success. Okay, and so finding that success or having that success is going to be finding what is unique to your dog in their value system. Okay, and so there's a really easy way that we do that in our classes. It's called the Muffin Tin Test, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that link in here so that you can go over that, and so you can figure out what has value to your dogs. Because again, if you don't have the right value system in place, you're going to find that nothing changes. You're going to be going through those motions all day long, and it's going to feel like you're banging your head against the wall because nothing changes. Okay, all right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is going to be then we talked about all of the reward markers, okay? So the other thing is thank you, Tuff, is it's going to be consistency and timing are also key when using positive reinforcement. For example, I can't ask Tuff here to do a sit and then get up from here and go over and open up a bag of cookies, okay, and give him a reward. Because when I do, he's going to follow me to the cookies. And if I reward him at the cookies, he's no longer being rewarded for the sit that we did back here. He's being rewarded for following me to the cookies. So timing is going to be very, very important here. Your dogs only have a 3 to 5 second attention span. When you're talking about timing for training, you've only got 3 seconds. Once you get your dog's attention, you've got 3 seconds. Then after you have given them the direction that you want them to do and they've executed, you've only got 3 seconds to reward. And so in the very beginning of training, for that consistency and timing to be there, your reward has to be in your hand before you ask the question, okay? Now that changes later as we move along in the learning process, but we're talking about very beginning learning process right here. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are rewarding immediately after they perform the desired behavior so that we can reinforce the connection between the behavior and the reward. Okay, so making sure that you are tailoring your techniques to suit your pet's personality and preferences, okay, is going to be really important, and always prioritize positive reinforcement over punish-based methods. With patience and practice, you're going to see incredible results. Okay, now let's hear from you. Do you have any questions about positive reinforcement or training techniques? Feel free to drop them into the comments below, and Tuff and I will do our best to help you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and remember, with positive reinforcement, the sky's the limit. Until next time, happy training.